Well, it's time for a daily fortune and some tea. Good morning. Good morning, and how are you today? Because I've been dealing with clankers. It has been very pleasurable. What is all this? What is all this? Why is this all mangled? This should be sorted. What about Jack, Queen, King, 5, 6? But we would need something here. Also, there's 0 and 1. 5 and 6 here. 5 and 4, maybe. Unsure. Where's the 6 here? What's down there? So maybe we have to get rid of all this junk first. We kind of can. So 8 on the 7, 5, Queen, 0, 1. Yeah, this works. 8 on the 7, thank you. Jack, Jack, 6, 7, 8. Could go either way. Where's the 4? Ugh. The 9 is here though. 9's here. I could also do 6, 5 and then 5, 6. That does not elicit a strong emotional response yet. Maybe I'll get excited about it though. So we could also do King, Queen on the Jack, and we have the 3, 4. Put the 9 down, Queen on the King. Oh, and then we get this. That is good. I like that. 9 down, Queen on the King. 16, 17. And I guess we want this, and this, and this. Yes. I mean, already with the RAM prices. Did you see the RAM prices? Jesus. It's insane. Boo. Why do you think it's doomed though? Is it because of AI? Are the Clankers going to take our jobs? Every time I say my secret, I have to wait half a second. Are you, by any chance, are you on Windows? Because that's a problem. It's busy formatting? Why? Like formatting the drive? No. That's probably not it. Yeah, because you are on Windows. Why do you do that? Why do you do that to yourself? You don't have to live like that. You could live in the land of fairy tales that is Linux and have an operating system that actually cares about you, kind of. You can get the 21 now. Huh. Where's the yellow 2? There was a time Windows, yeah. But those days have long passed. We are now living in the age of Satya And in the age of Satya, everything is broken. You're getting a slop operating system. That's what you get. That is what you get. I recently ran Windows 95. Yeah, definitely. Remember how fast even Windows 98 was fast as hell. Jesus. Do this and this and this now. Those were the days, my friends. Those were the days. Can almost go through this here. Yes, everything runs better on Windows 95. Which kind of makes you wonder, who are they programming that operating system for? But it's not for the users. Definitely not. Mostly it's for intelligent agencies collecting data. I had to plug in data floppies, right? Well, there were downsides. I will readily admit that. And doing nothing with the data, yeah. Well, I've seen some theories. If you open Twitter, you get a lot of theories right now as to who was responsible for what. It's kind of unhealthy to be on Twitter right now. You don't want to get insane. Is it get insane or go insane? Probably go insane, right? The folks went to the Philippines on vacation. Whoa. Not a big fan of the Philippines. What with the whole trash situation and stuff. Could also get the 5 and the 6. Then we're stuck here again. Well, the 5 would pop. Yeah. It's a drag. Definitely. Let's do this one first. Let's do 9. Get these on here. And then we might go into this one because we can do this. And then... No, this is fine. We can put... no, we could... Under the 5 would pop. Good news, I got debug info. Nice. That is nice. That's good. That is progress, definitely. I think we want this one next. 5 goes, 20 goes, 2 on here. Get these. Then we can go into this stack. Hey, this also works. Jack. Then we can get all these. Get this jack on here. And we've almost won the game. We can put this here. Got this 6 and the 14 over here. Get the 10. Get the queen, get the 9. This is still mangled. Do we want 15? Or do we want 12? Hang on. Let's check. Well, 15 is the devil. But 12 is the hanged man. don't want the devil though. So we're getting the Hanged Man. We have to suspend your daily life and look at things new. I've been doing that actually a lot. Ever since I've started using codecs in my double-bagged sandbox, I've been quite impressed. It is spooky. Like, I think it's funny how Windows goes all in on AI everywhere, but the qualitative difference is whether you are the one in charge of making that happen or not. Let's do one more round, actually. Because having an AI in a single project with the scope of just a project is a great idea so far. But I wouldn't want to have it in my entire operating system. But I wouldn't trust it with that, at least not for now. And especially not if somebody else decides what it can and can't do. Hey, this one works pretty well. 7, 5, 6. And then we can go either way here. We also have the 10 jack. What's the 9? 9 is... Oh. You have this jack here, though. So I think we want this one here. Get the jack here. And then 21 is here. So get this, get the 9. Now this is very brittle. Pretty sure we want this though. Get the 16. 12, 13, and 7. And then we can wiggle these around. So this, this, and this. Okay, do this. Get the 2 and the 3. And all these. Because why not? Next up we want this. Get the 9. Get these. Get these. We basically won again. This is working out. It's working out more than I work out. I've actually been thinking a lot about what I'm going to do with all the time that I have now that I can vibe code most of my day job. It's a very sobering thought. 6, 5, all these go. And then we go get all these, get the 5 on here, well, rather like this. King, Queen, Jack, 10, 9, 6. We're getting the lovers. We are getting the lovers. Stretch. I should work out more. Let me check one thing. So I gave the AI a few tasks that would probably take me about a day, and it finished them in 10 minutes. I still have to check, obviously, but that'll maybe take me like an hour or half an hour. Good job, yeah. I'm actually quite torn on this because it is a brave new world that we are entering. But ever since I've decided to let AI Jesus take the wheel, I mean this is for a kind of web front end slop project that is. And it's a very interesting project, and I'm quite proud of the accomplishments so far. And most of the time that I spent working on it myself were spent trying to wiggle around the JavaScript portions to make everything work. Because the front-end world is very frustrating and complicated. So even like in finger quotes, solving 10% of that issue would have been a great thing. But this is solving like 80% or 90% of my problems. And again, very sobering. Sobering. How do you pronounce that? But I think I've been talking to my eldest daughter about this yesterday, and she was a little concerned about it. Well, what are you going to do then? It's like, well, I get the impulse, but it's like if you stand on the beach and there's the tide coming in, if you always stand there and say, well, how do we deal with all this water? It's like, well, that's a good question, but the water is coming. And if you just stand there, complain about all that water coming in, that's not really helpful either. So the only thing you can kind of do is deal with it. So I'm trying my best to deal with it. But I can bodily feel the potential for depression that this holds. And this kind of affects everything right now. And it's just programming for now. I mean, all the art jobs are already toppling over. All the creative writing jobs, or the editing jobs. So the place you want to be in right now is where you make the databases for all this AI stuff work out, and just put AI on top of that. And try to not think too much about what that means in terms of labor. While they're training the robots to do all the manual jobs as well, which will be another level of insanity. Like, I reckon this will be like 2 or 3 years until you can start actually just replacing workers with robots. And this is another thing that I explained to my eldest daughter recently. It's like, for a while we were building robots for specific purposes, like you have a vacuum robot that vacuums your floor, and you have to buy a specific device for that. But if you had a humanoid robot, that would mean that now you have now every device could be autonomous. Like, you don't need an AI dishwasher if you have a humanoid robot interface to your dishwasher or to your vacuum cleaner. So that makes a lot of stuff autonomous. And maybe in 4 or 5 years, the prices will have come down enough that that's just what you do. You pay Elon 20,000 for a robot, and then you don't have non-autonomous devices anymore. Kind of insane. It really is insane. It's been a while since I checked the actual code base of Laser, so maybe we'll do that next. Let me start the other server. And then boot up Laser. Make boot. Do we have a dashboard? We still wanted to finish the thing, the plugin, the inspector plugin. So I think I'm not going to go deep into that because we have like half an hour left, but I at least wanted to get like a foothold into that dashboard. Where's my dashboard? Is it this one? Yeah, okay. So this one works. And let's see. Oh, not this one. This was also interesting. I just put in the agents MD, I put this thing, I told it to keep track of changes in the changelog, and it just does that. It's very spooky. And it does a good job of that too. Where was the laser inspector? And then we wanted to do this one here. The extension. So let's do this manually for now. And see what we get, because we should be getting a separate browser now. No. Do I have an extension now? I do not. So I want to add the extension. No. So here, plugins, no. Install from file in Laser. Inspector, extension, DevTools, panel, app. No, where is that? Didn't I have? No, I have a manifest JSON there in extension. Why can't I not load that? That's the wrong plugin then. How did we install this again? Oh, connection refused. That's the issue. This one, I think. Yeah. Huh, there you go. This is this one, and now we take this link, put it in here. We accept the risk. To put this somewhere down here. And then we have the laser inspector. Okay. So now you want to talk to AI Jesus. And we do that by doing not this, but run, what do I call that? It should be in laser. Is it laser? This is kind of not working. Okay, so let's do this, and then we will say oh yeah, yes. Again, it is quite spooky. To what extent it can be helpful. Let's get this out. So what I want to happen, I give it an optimal version of ask you an optimal version of condition star index. That is impressive. That was this one. So it's the shared MK. What did I call this? If the condition is 1, you get -1. 0, where is 0? This is how I do bounce checking or raise. Oh, okay. Neat. I'm on power V8. Jesus, that is fast. So I kind of want this now. I mean, for the laser inspector, we can just do. Right, this is dumb. Switch it here and go to here and do this, and then we want to this is the wrong one, so I want something like this, but I want make run, it's called right. Okay, so and we do this. And get a also but wait, there was another thing. Right. Next, we have to check on the bed, because I've been doing some stuff. And what did I do? I did a few things. I figured out the spacing of the boards, which is good. And we have to check which of these I did. Because I did these, I think. Get this one out. these. I think I did these as well. And for some of them I also did the 8mm round over, kind of. Let me copy some pictures. No, I can't get through here. Let me... Why don't I have all the pictures on there? Camera. Share. Then I want to share them in dip. Ugh. Where did you put those pictures? Oh, there you go. Okay. Copy. And not this one. Didn't have a folder open with these. No, not this one. I thought I had that somewhere. So the first thing I got was I now have a hose attachment for my router. It's pretty neat. And it does collect all the dust, but sometimes the dust gets stuck in this little hole there. So did these roundovers, but I figured out that I forgot to make the cut into these. So I have this cut over here, which is this thing. But yeah, I forgot these. But I rounded over all the sides here. So E2 is not done, but all the other E's are. So, and I also didn't do the sides yet. Right, I only did the sides. Yes, this is Bosch wood. We got Bosch wood. And these are like halfway done. Kind of. I still have to do a few beams here, which is annoying. I don't know why I forgot these. I also, as you can see here, I sometimes got the edge wrong. I think I did this twice, or just once. I don't know. There will be imperfections in the beds. This is looking pretty well. I mean, there's some flaking and stuff, but I'm going to have to sand that as well. I can also show you, hang on. Yeah, because I sanded all the boards. This was this one here. This is actually done. So we need to do this one next. We did a lot of sanding. With my table desk sander. The first attempts I just did this and it makes weird traces, so eventually I just made straight passes, which works a lot better. Get this down here. But this took a long time because it's so many boards. So these are the first attempts that are kind of ugh. This is nonsense here. Just this makes these wiggly trace marks on the sides. What did I do here? Oh, this was cutting the edges. For the short beams it worked pretty well, but for the long beams I had huge issues. Even just getting the right diameter in there was a problem. It also created a lot of dust and wood chips and stuff. And you also get stuck a lot, which is bad. I tried to clamp the hose in, but it did very little. Which is why I ended up getting the hose attachment for the router that I then figured out I can't combine with this thing here. So, yeah. It's a situation. And you can see that it like flakes out a lot because if you go against the grain a certain way, and sometimes the router just moves in that direction, which is bad. But I aligned them in such a way that the imperfect side would not be visible. So it kind of worked out. This is more beams. I also tried the other side and that did not work out at all. You have to go with the intended direction. Just that some of these are just hard. Yeah, see how it flakes out. It's no bueno. I didn't clamp this properly. Mistakes were made. What's this? Mistakes were made. This is still for the bad, yeah. These are the this. So for these, I have to. Who'll finish fast? I think the bet will be released before JAI definitely, and probably before the game. But we have to have an edge so that this plank or this board sits on top of here. So these are, I can kind of see it here. There's an overlap here. So this thing is what I'm drilling out here. And again, I'm drilling in this direction so that the good edge is here and the bad edge is here, so that you can't quite see it because the board is on top. Yeah. So this is the good edge that is visible, or that will be visible. This is the bad edge that the board sits on top of. routing over again. Doing another one. There was so much dust. And then we did a lot of sanding. And it took so long. So here I think I'm doing a better job of just keeping a straight thing. Yeah, because we drilled, because we routed these sides, there was a lot of flaking out of the wood there that I tried to get like this. Kind of worked. And then just doing passes, and more passes, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Now you can see slight imperfections here, but we just have to live with that. So for each of the beds, it's 7 here, 7 here, 5 here, and 5 here. So that is 7, 14, 24 for each bed. So I had to do 48 of these boards, which is a lot. But I'm going to have to do the same thing for these beams here, and for the long beams too. It was so much work. Oh, this was another, and this is the 1 meter beams, which are slightly larger, like twice the size, so I had to make room. Oh yeah, and I also, because I was getting so much flake out, I eventually reverted to the original plan, which was cutting a side here with a circular saw, and then using that as a straight edge, which worked a lot better. So I'm probably going to do that with the 1/2 meter beams as well. I try to use this bucket attachment. It worked a little better, but still not very good. It catches a few more of the chips, but it's not ideal. I'm just gluing everything in place, basically. You can see that most of it just goes here. What can you do? But the edges were a lot better here. These, I like these edges. Worked quite well. It's just the entire floor is covered in wood shavings now. Doing a second pass, so that's nice. This still gets stuck a lot. My hands actually hurt after this. Just holding everything in place it is a task. It just depends on the wood grain, I guess. Sometimes you get a bad alignment. Is this more beams? Yeah, I also figured out that I had to redo a few of these because I didn't quite get the right depth, so I had to redo like 10 of these. But once you have like the gist of this done, it's a little easier. And I made a smart move here, which is to actually check whether the board fits. So when I'm done here, take a huge board and just check whether it actually aligns. No, it does. Should have done that to begin with, actually. Taking with the board again. Right. Do this for a few beans, and the rest is, I think, just me trying to figure out the hose attachment, which didn't quite work at first because I was too stupid to actually get it right. Because I thought I would have to get this on the bottom here, but that was just nonsense. I kind of got it right at first, and then, I don't know, I attached it the wrong way. But eventually, we got it right, and it now looks like this, and that means I can just route over the sides pretty easily. This is, I think, the test beam. I have to be extra sure that I'm not messing this up, because that would have been bad. And this is also pretty fast. You just go through it pretty quickly, which is good. So I could do most of them yesterday in like 2 hours. I think this is a better angle as well. Yeah. Pretty neat. Ugh. Focus. Routing and routing and routing and routing and routing and routing and routing. I see, and a lot of times we get stuck flakes here, and then the entire thing would clog up. Oh yeah, and then I did the sides. Because I also want to have them kind of rounded off. I first tried to do it like this, but then I luckily figured out that with the lower ceiling I could barely do these beams upright. So that was lucky. So just do this then. Just kind of hard to keep them level here. Oh, but this worked out quite well. I mean, in a way, having these rounded off will help with the imperfections of these not fitting quite perfectly. So I'm just glossing over that fact by routing the sides around. But rounding edges off is very satisfying. It makes everything better. It also helped that it wouldn't generate big chunks, so this wouldn't get as clogged up. It's also very helpful. So I did a bunch of these. And in the end, the result is I still need to do these side bits. I still need to cut this out for these 6 beams, and then they will look nice like this. So what I'm going to do today is maybe I'll attempt to do the wood oil on these here. I do still have to clean them up first though. So we did do these. No, wait, we didn't do the sides yet. We did these sides. I still have to drill the holes for the dowels here. But again, I have now figured out the right spacing. So I have to make a plan for that. And didn't I do these? Wait, these are D2. I think I did all of them. Yeah. All of these. So the next task will be drilling the dowel holes, I think. Yeah. Right. Right. I think that's it for today. Maybe I'll also get to marking these. Let's see what it put out. So our tasks were, why does this do a 404? Agent log? No, that's wrong. That is wrong. just clean it up. Can also do a git commit. We do need a git ignore first though. We can take that from codex jail. Wait, it already has a git ignore? Oh. Well, then we can... we can just do this. No, that's fine. The build for the different panel fails on node 18. Well, it didn't really fail. That's nonsense. Oh, This might be nonsense. Can we, though, go into this? Or do we need to restart it? Nope. No, no, no. We will have to do that tomorrow, because for today I'm running out of time. Let's do one last ban, and then I'll sign off for today. ChatGPT screwed, yeah, I kind of got screwed there as well. Mostly because it couldn't figure this out though. The automation instruction is like 10 seconds slow. Well, that is a lot. Multiplication is faster? Well, it's probably a different instruction set, isn't it? Something like that. Yeah, probably. Probably. I have to go talk to the other clanker now. And maybe I'll figure out the inspector bug on the side today. I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out and take care. Bye bye.